Hello everyone, it's Ash here on Nerd Life, and we're back in the Feed the Beast server. You may or may not be able to tell that right off the bat. We're in some place new that you've never seen before. I just built this specifically for this episode. If you come outside, it is right outside the main Ech Dynamics facilities. And if you look here, this is where we were. This is the Ech Dynamics station. This is our official subway station for Ech Dynamics campus. I've tried to make it look a little bit like a New York subway hub. You go down. I haven't finished it. I need to put actual stairs in and decorate it a little bit, but essentially I went for the New York look. And if you come over here, it's got the sort of lowered area where we'll have the track. I may actually raise this up a little bit, but I like the way it looks. I got the yellow line that you're not supposed to stand on or cross while the subway is going, so you don't get like pwned, so you don't get pwned by the train. Then I've got the poles that tell you what number it is and stuff that you're waiting on. And over here, I've left. Now, normally this would be like a flat wall across, so you wouldn't have much room. But we're not actually in New York, obviously. I've never been to New York, to be honest, but I looked at pictures. And I wanted a bunch of room so that we could actually do the Railcraft work in the subway, so it can be consolidated. You know, when you go into the subway where the rails are, you're going to be able to do all the Railcraft work you need to do. Now, the first thing you're going to want to do is actually make some coke oven bricks. And these are fairly simple in terms of the recipe and what it requires, but it is more or less annoying because you have to use a bunch of bricks. And as you may or may not know, bricks are tedious. They're the same vanilla as they are in Feed the Beast. You're going to need 4 for each coke oven brick block, and then you're going to need 5 sand blocks. So go to your nearest shallow bit of water and start shoveling up sand and clay, because obviously cooking clay is how you make bricks. As you can see, you smelt clay into 1 brick, and then, you know, go from there. Luckily, I think every clay block that you dig up gives you 3 or 4 clay balls, so it's not awful. But with about 2 stacks of clay, I was able, and 2 stacks of sand, I was able to make about this many coke oven bricks. I'd cleared out the water in the area, so I don't know if I need more. I'm gonna have to go find some, because in theory you're gonna want multiples of what we're about to build, which is a coke oven. And for a coke oven, it's different from Railcraft. Does a lot of this stuff different from other mods. It's not just a 1-block machine. This is a 3x3 cube, and let me lay it out for you. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now this is your first layer. Now what you're going to want to do now is your second layer is going to be hollow in the center, like that. And then you're going to want to cap it off with 3. Cover the middle, and there you go. And now what you have here is pretty much a hollow cube. The very center block is the only thing that's not filled in. And if you did it right, then this little window will pop up. And whenever you're cooking, it'll show like fire in there. It's like an oven. It's a damn oven. Now, what you do with this is you make things. You make two really important things. You make creosote oil, and you make coke coal. Now, in order to make it, you're going to want to do this. You just put a bunch of coal in there. We don't put it all in there, but it's going to start very, very, very slowly cooking this coal. It will then make coke coal, which basically is coal that lasts twice as long as regular coal. It'll be a little bit different visually, etc. Then what you're going to want to do after that is to actually cook the coal. Will make creosote oil. Now the problem is, in older versions you used to be able to just make creosote oil all willy-nilly, all William Nilsson, and unfortunately now that's not the case. This is how you used to be able to make it. You used to be able to cook some coal with wood in a regular furnace. It would get you a bottle of creosote oil. Now not only does that not work, but it doesn't spawn a bottle with it. Now you actually have to make the bottles or whatever you want it to carry, whatever you want to put the oil in. And a bottle is the easiest probably. Now this is how you make a bottle. Gives you 3 for every one. We're gonna make a few of these. That's probably good enough. And then we're gonna go ahead and while we're waiting on that thing to cook up our coke oil, we're gonna go ahead and show you how to. We're gonna need a bunch of these. So let's make a few of these as well. You're gonna want to make wood slabs, and this is for the. Now I would like to say now that everything you know about rails in Minecraft, just forget it because it's completely different. The standard rails don't really even exist, to be honest. The first rails you make are going to be even slower than the normal vanilla Minecraft rails, and you're going to have to slowly but surely upgrade these rails using various Railcraft delights to make them better rails. As you can see, it's still going. Still going. So we're going to wait for that. Now, because it's so slow, that's why you want to get even more of them hooked up so you can constantly be producing this stuff that you need to make the actual rails, because obviously you're going to want a bunch of rails to do anything legitimate. In terms of pipes and how they interact, it does treat this block as a single block. So buildcraft pipes and stuff like that will pull out of this huge ass thing like they would out of a small ass thing. So keep that in mind. It's not huge. Now we've made our first coal coke here. Now if you go to Creosote, which is C-R-E-O, you can look and see there's a creosote bottle here. There's also some creosote oil, which you may be able to do, but this is the best way to look at it. If you're cooking, you're going to be able to cook it so that it creates creosote oil. Now, if you look at it, though, you're going to want to put the empty thing here. It's going to slowly start filling this reservoir up, and then the reservoir will fill whatever you put into this little area. So let's take a look. Let's actually put the bottles in, and I'm going to let it go for a little bit, and then I'll come back. Alright, hey everyone, and I'm back. I just went actually out. I gathered a bunch of sand, not as much as I thought actually. A stack and almost a half of sand, and I found one more clay bit. The good thing about clay is that it does gives you, like I said, it gives you multiple clay per each block. So just one little section of clay gave me 56. Still not a lot, to be honest, but it may be enough to get us another coke oven. But I just charged my jetpack up after the journey, and hopefully when we go down here, we'll have enough creosote oil to make enough rail ties to make an actual track. It's still going, obviously, but that's because I put the whole sack of coal in there. Okay, we have just enough, actually, and that just goes to show how long this process actually takes. Now, it doesn't equate one little burn through of coal to creosote oil. You have to have multiples go in there for this thing to hold or fill up. So we have 4 now. I'm going to take those out, and I'm actually going to go over here and look in here and try to make some. Actually, oops, I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna put this stuff in the furnace, and I'm gonna. I know we have enough here to make some leftover bricks, enough to make at least 1 or 2 blocks worth here. So let's put all of this in here and click it. Okay, so we use the rest. We have 6 now, so we can just build like a little. We can build the start of this. So we're gonna put it 3 blocks to the little right of it. That's the direction. Yes, the right. And then we'll go ahead and just. Oops, that's not even correct, is it? Damn it. 1 second. Okay, put this here. Okay, and we'll finish that as soon as we can. Okay, so we've got our oil. Now I'm going to show you how to make a rail tie. I think that's what it's called. This is not cooking because we don't have any coal. It's all in here. Damn it. Alright, let's take some out. Put it in our furnace. start cooking these bricks. Okay, let's see. Now, we have our wooden slabs here, which, as you may or may not know, hopefully you know, to make a wooden slab, you take some planks, put them in a line like that, and you can make some wooden slabs. Now, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to lay these out so they're in a line across the bottom, and then you're going to want to take your creosote oil, put it over the top of them, and that will make yourself a wooden tie. So you click on that, and we have 4. And there you go. That's the first step of making some rails. That is the first step. Let me just say that again. Rail. Now, if you type in rail, it'll only give you a few things because not all of these are called rails. But wooden rail bed is what we were looking to make, and that is the 4 ties next to each other, which will equate to that. Now, what you're going to want to need now is a standard rail, and the standard rail is not that. That is not what we wanted. It is this stuff. You can make them different ways. The easiest way is to make it out of iron. So we're going to go back to the base and get some iron. Well, let's just make sure that that is right first, though. Junction Rail. Let's see. Where's our ties at? It's in here. Hit U over the tie, and it'll show you all the stuff that you need. And this is the suspended track. What we're looking for, if we click on, we're looking for this one, and then we're going to hit U on that, and it'll show you this for a standard regular track. That's all it's called, is a track, and that's the standard rails, which is this one. You can make it out of different things, but really, unless you have just a ton of extra aluminum or titanium, and iron's the best way to do it. So let's go back and get some iron out of the base. I should have brought that down earlier, but I forgot. That's the point, though. There's a ton of steps to make just a simple rail track. Now, once you get your system going, it's not too bad. But the beginning of it is a little bit of a chore, to be honest. And it's more about time than actual you spending time. It's more just about having time for it to use on itself. So this is a good project to do while you're doing other things, because you're going to have to let your coke oven run for a while. Okay, so we'll take our iron and we'll put it in the wrong slot because we're an idiot. That's not right, is it? Oh, we have to do this in the rolling machine. Damn it, I forgot about that. Okay, so this is actually a good way to do this. A good time to do this little section of the learning. Okay, you got your coke oven, and it's running right now to make creosote oil. It's running on your coal. So number one is you're going to want a lot of coal to get turned into coke. Now this is what you're going to need next. It's a rolling machine, and depending on whether or not Greg's Tech is taking over your rolling machine, it could be harder or easier. This is a fairly easy machine to make by default, though. You got some iron ingots, you got some regular pistons, and you got a crafting table in the middle. And you can use it as a crafting table even if you really wanted to. But the difference between this rolling table and the Feed the Beast and the older rolling tables, which may or may not still be in tech, and I don't really know what the latest tech it is right now. I haven't played it since Feed the Beast, so. But the older ones, you didn't really need power. In this one, you're going to need to power it. That means we got these 2 electrical engines hooked up to our power supply. Now, you can power it with any sort of engine you want, but this is the way that we can convert EU into MJ. So I'm going to flick this on and hope that this works. I haven't really tested this since I plugged it in, but it should be fine. Yeah, see, it's charging up slowly but surely. Now, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to leave your iron like a scrub in the damn chest. Luckily we have a bunch, so I can just get it from here. Lift it in the project table down in the subway station, because we're an idiot. Now, this should work. Sometimes you have to click this for it to actually start crafting, but it doesn't take very long once it actually goes in. You're going to want to use this for mixed metal ingots as well. We're going to make us several of these. As you can see, it's going to use the energy. 2 electrical engines is more than enough, I believe, myself. But if you want to hook up more because you're impatient, go for it. Okay, so we've got our standard rail things. We just gotta head back. Oh, we got company here. Hey, bro, this is off limits. Why are you trying to front? 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 So actually, there's a zombie neighboring this area. I'm gonna have to get rid of at some point, cause it is why are you trying to front? Let's take a look at our progress here. We got a ton of bricks there. We got a ton of bricks. Let's take those out. Got that XP, dog. Okay, so we're gonna put this in here just for fun. And now what we're doing, we're taking the rails, we're putting them along the sides. Oh, that's not what we gotta do. The next step is to actually make the rail bed. So we gotta take our 4 and put it into a rail bed. Then you put the rail bed in the middle. You put your standard rails along the sides, and you get 16 tracks for that. So it's not too bad. The time you spend at the beginning is probably the most time you'll spend, to be honest. Once you get it automated and ready to go, you can use pipes and all sorts of stuff to keep pumping out your creosote oil. You can keep pumping coal in if you really want to, etc. But the point is, the initial time you have to invest in it is a lot. But once you get that done, then it's not so bad. Because, I mean, yeah, these tracks are pretty shitty, but you can make a whole lot of awesome stuff with this mod as well. It's worth it. It's worth it. So we're going to lay this track down here like a pro. Not too bad. Not too bad. Now, obviously, if I wanted to, say, dig this tunnel out and make it go all the way to, say, the spawn, I would have to keep making a bunch of these. Because 16, that's 16, you know. That's 16, so obviously you're going to need multiples. Let's try to make the rest of this. No, we don't have enough. Yeah, we do. We have plenty of sand. I'm stupid. Oops. 10. That might be enough. No, it probably won't be enough, actually. Not even going to be close to enough. We're going to keep building. We're getting there. We're getting there. Okay, so we need more bricks, so we could wait for this. We'll just do this later. Now we have a track. Now let's try to build a cart to test it out on. Minecart. I literally had to look this up because I forgot. Alright, so let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there's a cart right there. Okay, now we have our cart, and I'll show you just how slow these tracks are, even compared to the default Minecraft vanilla tracks. You're going to put it on there, and you're going to push it, and look at this. It is literally holding me back. That's how slow it is. Normally, it's pretty fast, but this is really slow. So that's why you want to upgrade it. And that is, my friends, what we're going to do next time. We're going to upgrade these tracks to the next track up, which is going to be slightly better, less friction. Look at it. It's going, but it's going really slow. Now, obviously, it's going about a quarter of the speed of walking, if that. Look at me, just passing it up. But it does the job, and obviously, if you incorporate some powered rails, it might be better. But we'll do the upgrade next time. And the part 2 of this series, we may continue doing Railcraft until I'm happy with it. We may just do Railcraft until I build a subway that goes to spawn, or whatever the case may be. But I really am excited to get going in Railcraft now that we have our coke oven going, and the more tedious bits of this is done. I'll keep my quarries going in the mining world, and hope that we get all the stuff we need consistently. And that's all I've got for you today. So until next time, this has been Ech on Nerd Life. Hopefully you guys learned a little bit. If you have any questions about the beginning bits of Railcraft, then let me know and I'll try to get an answer for you. Until next time, play on, players.